Hello guys and welcome to the Oceania Racing League. We're here for the first race of the season at the Melbourne Grand Prix. This is going to be the first race of the season that actually counts for points here, and it's actually going to be a sprint race, which means we're going to have a 10 lap sprint and around a 50% full race after that. But first we're starting with short quali and we're going to be getting underway very soon. Now the Australian Grand Prix, the Melbourne track, it's in Albert Park here. We got sunny conditions, no rain expected for both of the races, and yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to do well and who's going to, not really sure who's fast here because this is the first race. So we've had one practice race before we could really see who the fast people were, but here we go again. 18 minutes of qualifying. Let's just wait for the first car to come out the garage. Some people will be using custom setups which they can practice using before the race and testing. So we're gonna some people might be loading them in right now. Alright, first car out is gonna be J-Man here in the Aston Martin, coming around turn 1. He's gonna be doing his warm-up lap here, getting those tyres warmed up. Just need to get my settings right for this. Full track map, put on lap data, put on tyres, actually nah. Gap, fast lap, okay, that's all good. Alright, so we have the Aston Martin followed by his teammate in Bonker Boy, and actually I believe, go and check the attendance here, Zayman in the McLaren, he's reserving in for Ben, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does. And all the points Zayman earns here at this weekend will go towards Ben's points, so it's Ben's probably hoping that he does pretty well there. Let's go back to the front here to the other McLaren of J-Man. Here we are coming around the final few corners here, turn 13 and 14. Make sure he gets the traction right coming out of this last corner. It can be very tricky sometimes, especially if not using the traction control assist. Coming down the main straight here, it's going to get this braking right into turn 1. Now generally, as you see in qualifying here, the first few laps, people tend to take them a bit easier than the last few laps because they don't want to crash out. So that's we're probably going to see the times improving towards the end. Coming down to turn 3 here, and turn 4, he's got that braking pretty nice. Careful on the throttle. Coming through this corner here can be tricky sometimes if you take too much of the curb, especially in F122 where curbs can be a bit tricky. And we're going to see if this car ahead gives way. And we already have a yellow flag. I think that was Alfa Romeo, might have gone off, or maybe just going a bit slow and caused the red flags. Maybe the Aston Martin of J-Man can catch up to the Haas ahead, getting the slipstream, but I think he's going to be a bit too far forward for that. Looks like a very decent lap here, a good first lap. This is put on the timing board. Braking down to turn 11. Into turn 12. Let's go get this braking right, make sure he hits the apex. Yeah, pretty much. And into the last corner of turn 14. That is a very solid lap there from J-Man in the Aston Martin. What's it gonna be? It's a 120.7 or 679. It's a very decent lap. Let's see who's coming across the line next. His teammate puts in a 120. Sorry, his teammate puts in a fast lap, a 119.774. That's going to be putting him up into P1 for the time being. Zayden, the reserve driver, going P2, pushing J-Man all the way down to the bottom. Same as plug mode, going P3. And Alpha sets a new fastest lap of 119.462. That's going to put him into P1 here. And we already have yellow flags going out. I think that's a Haas that spun around there. Let's hope he didn't block any of the other qualifying laps. And that's no front wing for him. He's going to have to come to the pits and get that fixed up. That could possibly affect his qualifying there, because he can't put as many laps in. There's quite a few cars around here. Make sure they give way to each other on their flying laps. they can be penalised later after the race if they do not give way to other drivers on their flying laps, so they need to be very careful about that. We've got yellow flags again. That seems to be the Aston Martin. No, not that one. Bonker Boy. Luckily, he looks like he still has his front wing, so that should be all fine. Sometimes these yellow flags are just caused by people slowing down, so so they don't necessarily spin off if yellow flags go on. So it's a thing to keep in mind. This is McLaren Zayden into the pits after he set his lap. He could probably fit in 2 more laps with 13 minutes to go. 3 if he went out straight away, but I'm guessing 2. That's 3 laps in total for most people, I'm guessing. So most people coming back into the pits now after they've completed their first lap. Lindsay coming back into the pits, I believe. Now if we look at the gaps here, 7 tenths from P1 to P2, it just shows how good of a driver Lindsay is here. It's 7 tenths from P1 to P2. But we only have 8 drivers here today, that's because some couldn't make it, but we'll try and improve that for the Div 2 race later today, which is at 5 PM, so make sure you stay tuned for that one, and also try and improve it for the next race of the season, which will be next Sunday. So most drivers into the pits here. I think that's ISO Skits coming out for a warm-up lap, I'm pretty sure. Could be on a flying lap, I'm not really sure. Zayden coming out on his outlap here. Those tyres warmed up. Behind him is the Haas. Smithers also on his outlap. Let's see if anyone can challenge Lindsay Games here.
7 tenths, I thought I did a horrible lap, lol.
P1, very solid lap from him. But I'm also going to be interested in seeing if he can improve on that. Don't know if he'll need to though. It's always good to have a big gap to P2. The drivers who did turn up to this race, who are in the same team, they're going to have an advantage in the Constructors' Championship, so they'll be thankful for that. And some drivers, it's unfortunate that their teammate couldn't come, but that's just what happens sometimes on weekends. Four drivers out right now. I think that's plug mode on a flying lap. Oh no, out lap, sorry. He'll be starting his flying lap soon. We'll hop on board with him and see how he does. He's currently in P6. He will be looking to improve. And mind you, the top 8 here are getting points in the sprint race. So, oh, Smithers retired. What's happened there? That looks like he's down to turn 1. I hope there wasn't a collision. I hope he just went off. But that's going to put him at the back of the grid for the sprint race. But the good thing about sprint races is you can move up in the grid and start in a better position for the actual race. So Smithers will be thankful for that. Plug mode coming down to turn 1, gets the braking spot on, using all the track there. We do have strict corner cutting, so he will have to be mindful of that. And I do believe he got his lap invalidated, so he'll be either coming to the pits to get more fuel or going for another fine lap. Let's hop on board with Zayden here. He's on a fine lap. This turn can be quite tricky to get. Turn 11 was reprofiled this year to make it easier to overtake. Going down the final few corners, doesn't quite hit the apex there, goes wide. Coming back into the pits, Pro decided that wasn't a very good lap. What's he doing? Maybe he decided to go on the pits and now he wants to do another fine lap. Let's hope he doesn't restrict the cars going behind him. Coming into the pits there, let's go on board with the Aston Martin here. He goes up into P2. Oh, sorry, no, he's starting his flying lap now. Let's go through with him on his flying lap. Coming down into the long braking zone, turn 3 here, hitting the apex. You gotta be mindful of this new game. The cars are a lot harder to drive, especially no assists on, so you gotta be mindful of that. J-Man getting it all wrong there in turn 5. He's not using all of the track. Could be pushing a bit more. So yeah, I think he could very real possibility that he will be overtaken in P2 here, because 7 tenths behind, but then it's only a couple of hundreds behind him to Alpha Foxtrot in the Red Bull here, who's on a fine lap. Let's see if he can jump J-Man and possibly Lindsay Gaines here. Didn't quite hit the apex there. Neither did he hit that one. There's a very tricky corners to take, 9 and 10, they're high speed corners. Got 8 minutes left to qualifying here, so people are going to be looking to, you know, speed up a bit, get their lap times up on the leaderboard. Anyways, we got a Foxtrot here coming through the final few corners. Hits the apex, good exit, full of traction. It's a very nice last sector from Alpha there. Really jumped J-Man. Yes, he does. That's 3 tenths behind Lindsay Gaines there. It's getting very close. Lindsay's on an out lap. Lindsay's probably looking to improve their lap. With Fox just 3 tenths behind him, we've got yellow flags there. That looks like 2 Red Bulls that have either collided or just getting, you know, a bit too close to each other there. Skits will be looking to beat his teammate this weekend if he wants to stay ahead in the Drivers' Championship. Mind you, this is a 10-race season, so there's plenty of other opportunities to get points. But sprint races, you get extra points, and there's only 8 drivers, so this is a very good opportunity to score good points. We've got Lindsay Gaines. Oh, they're only on their out lap, and they've already gone wide there. Possibly into the gravel, which could affect the tyres. Won't be surprised if she comes in now to put new tyres on, or she could be going for another fine lap. Looks like she's going for another fine lap here in the Alfa Romeo. Coming down the main straight. See if she can get turn 1 right. Onto the brakes, DRS closed. Hits the apex, good exit, using all of the track there. Turn 2, now coming up towards turn 3. There's DRS straight right here. DRS wide open, and it's shut. Going into turn 3 here, hits the apex. Still in sector 1. Let's see if she improves and can raise the gap from Lindsay Gaines and Alpha Foxtrot. That's Lindsay going off there. That's gonna either invalidate her lap, or she also set a Lindsay also set a purple sector 1, which is very disappointing for her, considering that Lindsay went wide. If Lindsay is quick about this, he could come back into the pits and try and get another fine lap in. Anyways, let's see what else is happening here. Bonker Boy on a fine lap now into turn 1. Looks like he's using a controller with the wheel movements there, so it can be a bit tricky. But there are still some very good drivers on controller. So never judge so early. Bonker Boy trying to get the first sector nice and tidy. Down into turn 6 and 7, starting sector 2 here. Let's see if he can jump his teammate J-Man. Coming down the long straight into turn 9. DRS. No, there's actually no DRS zone on that straight there, so, but there is on this one coming up, so you'll see that DRS flap go open. Getting the timing of that nice. Into turn 11, the reprofiled corner. That's a perfect entry and exit of that corner. Very nice. Turn 12, 13 now. It's the apex. Let's see if he can jump his teammate. Good exit, final corner. Let's see what does he improve? Yes, he does improve. He does jump his teammate of J-Man. Just need to be careful of that Red Bull coming out there. Who's that? It's Alpha, I believe. Yep, Alpha coming out. Let's see if he can get past Lindsay this time. He set a very good lap last time, only 3 tenths behind now. Let's see if he can improve that even more and get P1 for the sprint race. The sprint race is 10 laps, so I don't believe there's pit stops in it, but you know, if you get damaged you will have to go into the pits. After warming up his tyres there, got to get them the right temperature to get the optimal qualifying lap. There's McLaren coming up behind him. Is he on a fine lap? Yes he is, he's going to have to give way to him. This corner here was reprofiled to make it easier to overtake. That's just a long straight, which I think most people like. And there's some yellow flags coming out there, but they're gone now. I don't think Alpha will have to worry about that McLaren because he's already far ahead. He's on this outlap. In the final turns now, he will be concentrating very hard to nail this lap. Now Lindsay is also on an outlap. Lindsay's also going to want to improve to raise the gap to Alpha. This is going to be very exciting to see who gets a better lap here. Alpha starting his lap down the main straight into turn 1. And the braking very nicely in the apex, using all of the corner there. Lindsay and Alpha look to be two of the best drivers in the league here at the moment, from what I'm seeing.
I can see I am.
Coming down into turn 6 and 7, starting sector 2. Using all the downforce there to get around that corner. Down this long straight here, no DRS though. Into the high speed corners, does he get this right? Yes, hitting the apex. And the apex again, very nice. Getting a bit... Oh, he's invalidated his lap, that's gonna... I guess he can probably go for another lap if he has enough fuel. But his tyres are gonna be pretty worn out, I assume. Lindsay, let's see if... Lindsay improves here. 22 hundredths behind at the end of sector 2, so she's still... Lindsay still has a very good opportunity to improve here. In the Alfa Romeo. And a bit squiggly on the exit there, in the reprofile corner. Final few corners now. This corner can be a bit tricky to get the braking right, but she does it perfectly. Lindsay does it perfectly. Down the main straight. Let's see if Lindsay's time improves. Yes, it raises the gap to 6/10, and I'm pretty sure that is going to be a definite pole position for Lindsay for the sprint race here. Lindsay will be very happy about that lap. Let's see who else is coming around the final corner now. J-Man. 5/10. Oh, he goes 5/10 behind Lindsay. That's a very nice lap. Jumps Alpha Foxtrot there in the Red Bull. J-Man. Let's see, Bunker Boy on an outlap here. Will Bunker Boy get to the get to the line before the 20 seconds go out? Bunker Boy will have to be very quick at this if he wants to any chance of beating his teammate. 13 seconds, 11, 10. He's gonna have to be very careful he doesn't go too fast in the last corner. Spin out. Will he make the line? 2, 1. He just makes the line with a couple seconds to go. He'll be the last driver to be starting his final lap here. This is also going to make the pressure extremely high for him. There's a couple cars ahead, they're going to have to give way, or they might be on their final lap as well, so we're going to have to see what happens here. We've got an Alfa Romeo. Sorry, that's Lindsay. Lindsay's already done final lap. Bonker Boy looking to improve here. Doesn't really quite hit the apex there. But still plenty of chances to improve on his lap time. Foxtrot coming across the line to finish his qualifying session in P3. Still a pretty good result for Alpha Foxtrot, even though he did have quite a few invalid laps. Bonker Boy coming down straight here, DRS wide open. To the last sector. There's a car ahead. All the Williams move out the way. This could be very frustrating for Bonker Boy. Williams does go wide there. Don't know if that was on purpose or accident, but it gives Bonker Boy the opportunity to have clean air for the rest of the lap. That's yellow flags. But Let's see what Bunker Boy. Nah, he doesn't improve. Anyone else coming across the line now? That's just plug them into the pits. I believe that is qualifying finish here. Lindsay, very nice lap. 118.364. And P2 with J-Man in the Aston Martin. It's a very good day for Aston Martin, P2 and P4. Let's see if they can carry this momentum into the sprint race. Let's see, plug mode. It says plug mode's in the pits right now, but will it? If plug mode, if you're watching this stream, can you just maybe retire from the menu? That might fix it. There we go. Anyways, so let's look at the results here. Fastest lap, Lindsay Games and Alfa Romeo. We've got J-Man, P2 5/10 behind. Massive gap.
Do.
Both Australian drivers, P1 and 2. We've got the Canadian of Alfa Foxtrot and P3 in the Red Bull. Bit of a tough qualifying, but still a good result. Bonker Boy P4 in the Aston Martin. Zayden in the McLaren reserving. P6 goes to Alpha's teammate in the Red Bull, ISO Skits, who's 1 second 4/10 behind, and in last place. In 7th place we have Plug Mode in the Williams, 2 seconds behind, and then last place Smithers, who retired pretty early in qualifying. Let's go on to the sprint race now, and see if people can, you know, maybe move up in the grid for the actual race, because the results of the sprint race determine the qualifying of the actual race, so it's very interesting to see who does well in the sprint race.
I'm so bottling the race of though I got pole.
The sprint race getting started here. The formation lap getting underway. People will be deciding their strategies right now. Formation lap getting underway. People will be looking to warm up their tyres here before they get to the line. And this is manual formation laps, a new thing in this game. So people will have to get their starting position right. Expected pit stop strategy, as I said before, no stops. But people have to decide between the mediums and the hards. Let's see who has gone for the mediums and the hards. Everyone on the mediums, I think that's a good decision, because if one person was on the hards, they would have a massive disadvantage for the sprint race here. We'll keep position change on so you can see on the race start who's doing well and who's not. Lindsay Games P1 will be looking to stay ahead into turn 1. J-Man, I believe J-Man will try and be aggressive into turn 1 here to get P, because it's nice to take P1 nice and early instead of leaving it late in the race, especially the sprint race. Drivers usually race more aggressively than they would normally. Alpha, tough qualifying, good result as I said before, starting P3 behind Aston Martin. He's actually sandwiched between 2 Aston Martins here. And then Bonker Boy, J-Man's teammate in the Aston Martin. Coming around the final few corners now. We're just moments away from getting started here. The first race of the Oceania Racing League at Melbourne, which is the home race of quite a few drivers. Very important race for a few, good chance to get points. Let's see what happens. The drivers lining up on the grid now. Zayden was disqualified from the formation lap. Lindsay was too. I believe they'll still start the race though. Must have been just a bit too far back. Let's see if the game puts them back in the right position so we can get the race started here. In the practice race, there's a glitch with the formation lap, so we'll just see what happens. Give another 20 seconds. If not, we'll go back to the lobby and just put in manual grid grid editor and get rid of the formation lap. It seems a bit glitchy in this game. See if anything goes wrong. Another 20 seconds. Alright, I think nothing's gonna happen. Just give it another 10 seconds. I've just got to give it a bit of time and it starts. Another 10 seconds. See if anything happens. Alright guys, I think that formation lap is over. If you can retire, just click retire. And I'll do manual, I'll remember the quality results and I'll put it in the grid editor. If you have the option to retire, if you could please do that. If you can't, I'll just invite you guys all again. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to restart here. Alright, I'm gonna pause this commentary and I'll be back when it starts again. Alright guys, if you're watching this stream, just be patient, I'm gonna make a new lobby and I'll invite you guys to it. Alright guys, please don't ready up, I need to do the manual grid editor. Alright guys, I think this is what it's supposed to look like. I'll just double check. Alright guys, J-Man, please select the car you were in before. I think it was the Aston Martin, can't remember. J-Man, you gotta select a car. J-Man, if you're watching this screen. Okay. No, not spectator. Oh no, sorry, yeah, no, you're good. You picked Aston Martin. Alright, everyone ready up, we're good. We'll get this underway. Sorry for the inconvenience. So no formation like this time, we're just going to be getting straight into it. People pick their strategies and then we will be getting started. Here we are, first race of the Oceania Racing League. About to get on the way here. We got 5 lights. The lights are out and away we go. Lindsay getting a good start there, coming off the grid. The Red Bull behind, trying to overtake the front 2 drivers. That's Lindsay. I don't know what's happened to her. Lindsay's gone all the way back to the back of the grid. J-Man takes the lead. Alpha Foxtrot still moves up from P3 to P2. J-Man well ahead in the lead. Let's see if someone tries to get some overtakes done down into turn 3 here. And there's a couple cars spinning out at the back there. Bonker Boy and Lindsay Games, I think. Or might have been a Haas. J-Man, Alpha Foxtrot, Zayden. There are top 3 cars here. Zayden, let's see how many places he's moved up, because I think that's been a very good start for him. Ice with Skits also moving up, as well as Plug Bonus Smithers. Alpha Foxtrot right behind J-Man here. Don't know if he'll be able to get... Oh, he's going to try and make a move here into the high-speed corners. Can't quite get it done. Maybe the next straight here. Not DRS quite just yet. Going to be using ERS, both cars. Got to send it down the inside into turn 11, the reprofile corner. Can be a bit tricky to get past here. And he does get past. Alpha Foxtrot into the lead after a hard qualifying. He's now P1 in the race. Followed by J-Man in the Aston Martin. Will be trying to get past soon, as this is only a 10 lap sprint race. Ice with Skits is our Foxtrot's teammate down in P4. He'll just jump back up to J-Man. Only 5/10 behind Alpha Foxtrot, coming down to the first straight here. DRS will only be activated on lap 3. Let's see if he can do anything until then. The McLaren of Zayden going wide there. Getting a bit squiggly around those corners, getting a bit tricky to get. Back up to J-Man. 6/10 now. Expected pit stop strategy, as I said before, no stops. People, I do believe, are on the mediums, yep. Into the high-speed corners of 9 and 10. Alpha Foxtrot could gain a lot of time if he gets these right. Going a bit wide there in turn 10, but gets a good exit and fixes his mistake. Let's jump back and see what's going on back here. We got Lindsay, not sure what happened on the start there. We got Isoskits trying to get past Zayden here. Very close, possibly could get past on the main straight here, but he has to get these last few corners perfect if he wants any chance of overtaking. Here we are, main straight. The McLaren of Zayden is swerving, trying to break the slipstream there. Zayden has decided for the inside line into turn 1. And there's a bit of contact. Isoskits going wide there. Pretty sure Zayden went pretty aggressive into turn 1. Possibly cut Isoskits off. Back up here. J-Man 7/10 behind. Alpha Foxtrot will be looking to get J-Man out of the DRS gap, which is 1 second. But now that DRS is activated, J-Man will have a better opportunity at overtaking Alpha Foxtrot in the Red Bull. Let's jump at the back here. I think Smithers was involved in some sort of collision at the beginning. Might have spun round, that's why he's a long way back there. Lindsay Games on a recovery drive here. Had a shocking start, not sure what happened, I'll have to look at the replays. But approaching pod mode here in the Williams. Lindsay Games, one of the best drivers in the league. Let's see if she can turn this race around. Remember, it's only a sprint, so she has a good opportunity here, getting a good start for the next race. Sending it down into turn 11, can't quite get past. That puts Lindsay even further back. Back up to P2 here. J-Man only 5/10 behind now. That DRS really helping him. Alpha Foxtrot has to really nail all the corners on the track here if he wants any chance of staying in P1, because J-Man has DRS, so even if he doesn't drive perfectly, he will still catch up to Alpha Foxtrot. As you can see by the position changes, Lindsay Games has lost 6 positions since the start. It's not the best sprint race for Lindsay. Alpha Foxtrot going up 2, same with P3 and 4 of Zayden Isoskits. They'll be looking to improve the result. Lindsay Games catching up to the Williams again here. The Williams going a bit wide in turn 6 and 7, using all the ERS and the slipstream here. And in the meantime, we have Isoskits trying to get past Zayden as well. The gap is in that high-speed corner too. Lindsay will try and get a good exit here, possibly overtaking the next straight. Lindsay's going to have DRS. I don't think the Williams will have DRS. Lindsay really needs to get past here if she wants to have any chance of. And Lindsay taps the back right wheel of pod mode. Nearly spinning up. She saves it. Lindsay saves it. Let's go back up to the top here, see what's... We have Isoskits trying to get past the McLaren. The McLaren of Zayden weaving in the straight. This is the second time Isoskits trying to get past. And Lindsay's retired from the session, not sure what's happened there. But it's been a shocking race for Lindsay. Isoskits staying ahead into turn 1. We got yellow flags in sector 1s, 2 and 3. Possible safety car. I think the safety car... Oh no! Isoskits braking hard there for a possible safety car, and Zayden going into the back of him. Zayden is not going to be happy about that, and possible dispute ticket being opened at the end of the race. I think this... Yeah, safety car, I've seen the signs on the side of the the side of the track there. It is a safety car. This will give all the drivers a chance to catch up. Just a shame that Lindsay retired so early because the safety car could have brought Lindsay back into the game. But Smithers, 34 seconds behind, will have a very good opportunity to catch up now. Smithers has gone into the pits. Let's see what's on the softs. Okay, so 5 laps left. 5 laps left on the softs. On the softs, if Smithers catches up, Smithers could have a very good chance of, you know, fixing the race and getting a good start for the next one. Alpha Foxtrot trying to catch up to the safety car here, followed by J-Man, ISO Skits, and the Red Bull. Red Bull P1 and 3, and Zayden coming into the pits here, probably going onto the soft as well as plug mode, and Smithers has already pitted, so I believe they're all going onto the softs, and if they catch up before the safety car ends, they could have a very real opportunity of, you know, overtaking the people on the medium tyres, especially when they're 5 laps old. Alpha Foxtrot behind the safety car here. I don't think the safety car will be in this lap, but it might be in the next lap. So that's Smithers disqualified from the session, parked in a dangerous location. Not sure what happened to Smithers there. That's 2D and actually 6 drivers left here. Not really sure what happened to Smithers. Anyways, the drivers just gotta be careful they don't hit each other now. It's Red Bull, Aston Martin, Red Bull, Aston Martin. Battle for the constructors right here. Then we got the plug mode in the Williams trying to catch up, and the Zayden trying to catch up as well. Again, really unlucky for Zayden there when Zayden went back into the back of one of the Red Bulls. I think it's just a misunderstanding of, you know, with the safety car starting and all the chaos that was going on. But as you know, there's another race, so there's always another opportunity to fix the race. So, in the beginning of the season, I think there'll be quite a big gap between the best drivers and the worst drivers, but I believe as the season progresses and people get used to the new handling physics of F122, I think the playing field will even out a lot more. I'm just going to note that Smithers, I think Smithers has left the lobby, so if you're watching the Smithers, I'll invite you back when we, I don't know if, let's see if I can invite you back. Don't think so. Yeah. Alright. That's someone coming out the pits. I think that's Smithers. I think the AI is just controlling Smithers. Yeah. Alright, anyway, so we got the top 4 cars on the medium, 6 laps old, and the final 2 cars right behind them on softs. The cars in the mediums will have to defend like crazy if they want to try and stop these soft runners from getting past. I believe the safety car is going to be in this lap. Alpha Foxtrot's going to be trying to get a good safety car restart and try and increase that gap to J-Man as much as possible. It's a penalty for ISO Skits that I can see there. Not sure how. Let's see if I can get the penalties. Here we are. 3 seconds on ISO Skits. That's going to be affecting him in the drivers, constructor and the champions, but also in the start of the next race, which is even more important because there's more points to be earned there. Down in the bottom here we've got plug mode with a 3-second penalty. Plug mode wants any chance of improvement. Plug mode's going to have to move quite far up in the field if plug wants to cancel out that 3-second penalty. Safety car in this lap from race control. Alpha Foxtrot slowing down. We'll be trying slow down the field as much as possible, but Alpha Foxtrot needs to be mindful of the tyres not getting too cold, especially with tyres in this game. It's a lot easier if they get cold to spin out, I've heard. So I'm going to have to keep them warm. Most of the cars swerving, keeping the tyres warm. J-Man right behind Alpha Foxtrot will be looking to get past on the straight here. Let's just see when Alpha Foxtrot heads off to start safety car restart. And Alpha Foxtrot is off, putting the throttle down, gets a good exit in the final quarter of turn 14. J-Man well behind. Alpha Foxtrot will not be getting past in turn 1. There's some movement back. Bonker Boy getting past Aiden in the McLaren. Yes, that's a good move. Zayden drops down to P5, and I'm pretty sure Bonker Boy, let's take a look at the, oh no, and that's plug mode, touching Bonker Boy. That's going to be no front wing for plug mode, and that's plug mode's race gone. And is that Alpha Foxtrot? What has happened to Alpha Foxtrot? Alpha Foxtrot now at the back of the grid, 3 drivers have retired. What has happened? Lindsay and Alpha Foxtrot, the top 2 drivers, have just had the races fall to pieces here. That puts J-Man in the lead, with Isoskits right behind him. Let's take a look at the tyres here. So we've got Zayden on the softs. Isoskits right behind J-Man. We'll be looking to get past into the high-speed corners of 9 and 10. Down the inside goes Isoskits. The Aston Martin side by side now. Let's hope they don't touch each other. With the McLaren right behind them, and in the background Alpha Foxtrot trying to do a recovery drive here. The Aston Martins are P2 and 3. And now Bonker Boy's going to be looking to get past Isoskits now. At the end of this lap, there'll be 2 laps left, and that's Zayden getting past J-Man, J-Man getting all squiggly in the exit of turn 13 there. There's a decent gap between all the cars here. I'm not sure if anyone's going to get past in this straight. I'm pretty sure there won't be any DRS till the end of the race because of that safety car. Zayden in P3 on the podium right now, in the softs. Very good opportunity, or has a very good opportunity of overtaking Bonker Boy, who's on 8 lap hold mediums. Isoskits in the lead. Took the lead from Alpha Foxtrot, not quite sure what happened there. Anyways, Isoskits in the lead. We'll be trying to maintain this position until the end of the race so he can start P1 for the actual race, which gives you even more points. The top 5 drivers will be getting points though, because this is a sprint race. Bonker Boy catching up to Isoskits. Will be looking to nail this section of the track if Bonker Boy wants any chance. And that's Isoskits going wide into the gravel. Bonker Boy, luckily for Isoskits, also went a bit wide there. But Isoskits went into the gravel. That the Isoskits tyres could be affected because of that. Gravel not the best for the tyres. Zayden behind Bonker Boy. J-Man quite far back behind Zayden, with the Red Bull of Alpha Foxtrot right behind. Let's see if Alpha Foxtrot can get past J-Man here on the main straight. Alpha Foxtrot right behind J-Man, slipstream ERS, but doesn't have enough speed to get past. Let's jump back to Zayden. We'll be looking to get past Aston Martin and Bonker Boy. J-Man will also be looking to get past Zayden though. Zayden doing an amazing drive, considering he is a reserve driver. Isoskits has gained 5 positions in this race. Been an amazing race for Isoskits, but unlucky for his teammate in who is a Foxtrot. Zayden will be looking to catch up to Bonker Boy, but this is the last lap, so I'm not sure if there will be any other opportunities to overtake. But Alpha Foxtrot nearing J-Man here into the high-speed corners, right behind J-Man. Gets a good exit using slipstream and ERS. Will be looking to get past into the reprofiled corner of turn 11. Doesn't send it down the inside. Very wise decision there. Could have ended in a collision. But will Alpha Foxtrot get any other chances to get past here? Or will Alpha Foxtrot be starting P5 for the actual race? Coming around the final corners now, Isoskits will be taking the victory of the sprint race in the first race of the Australian Grand Prix and of the Oceania Racing League. Great race there from Isoskits. Let's take a look at the... Oh, Isoskits had a penalty, I think. That actually puts Isoskits down in P2, which I believe the Aston Martin gets... Oh no, it might have been Zayden or the Aston Martin taking P1. Let's see here. Zayden in P1, the reserve driver from England, takes victory. The first race of the Oceania Racing League. It's been an amazing race, but I reckon the full race will be even better. So stay with us until we get that one started. Lindsay, Alpha Foxtrot and Smithers, not the best day for them, all retiring. Not quite sure what happened there. I wasn't really following with any of them when they did retire. I think Smithers might have left. That's why Smithers retired, but we'll see if they're back for the next race. the main race of the Melbourne Grand Prix is about to get underway here. Nearing 5 lights. They go out, and it's actually a reverse grid here, so Smithers is going to be starting. And it's lights underway, we go Smithers, I believe the AI is driving. For Smithers, Bonker Boy getting right behind the Williams with plug mode. Gets really squeezed out to the side there, goes into the gravel and the grass. And that's some movement back in the midfield there between the McLaren of Lindsay and Zayden. And that's the ISO skids into the wall. I'm not sure who he got pushed by there. And that's Aston Martin spinning out there. Bonker Boy got front wing damage. Not the best start for ISO skids and Bonker Boy. That was a very chaotic start there. And it happened all very quickly. Let's see who can try to get past here into turn 6 and 7. That's Bonker Boy retired from the session. The Aston Martin and the Red Bull, who had great results in the sprint race, now out of the main race. It's going to leave 6 drivers left for the rest of this race. Smithers right behind Plugmove, but Smithers is being driven by the AI. I set the AI difficulty to 50 to not beg the AI too overpowered when the AI is being driven by when the car's being driven by the AI. But Plugmove in the lead here in the Williams, currently getting lots of points. But let's see if they can maintain this position here. The Red Bull of Alpha Foxtrot, who retired the last race, let's see if they can also pull their race back together for this race. 29 laps. Expecting a 2-stop probably, I'd say. But lots of people got damage on lap 1, so maybe 3 stops for some people. Lindsay Games and Zayden into the pits. Here we are, predicted pit stop strategy. Mediums to hards on lap 13 to 17, and then softs, mediums, hards. So as I said, either a 2-stop or a 3-stop before. Zayden and Lindsay Games replacing their front wing here. And that is a safety car. Safety car is out. That must have been because of the retirement of Bonker Boy and Isoskits. Now, that will give a chance for Lindsay and Zayden to catch up. And possibly get the race back together again. Plug Mode has left the session. Bonker Boy has left the session. Plug Boy... Okay, that means the top 2 cars are AI driven. Gonna have to wait here for the safety car to finish. Lindsay Games requesting a join. Probably accidentally left. Not sure there. So actually, sprint races, it is reverse grid. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in the game here, because I've done them before. So, sorry I didn't tell you guys that it was reverse grid. I must have forgotten. But anyways, we've got 6 drivers left here. 2 of them AI. So, you know, it'll be a very interesting rest of the race because everyone's getting points here, but we'll see who can get the most points. Alpha Foxtrot right now will be looking to get past the AI here. They're both ghosted, so it'll be very easy to overtake them. And that will put Alpha Foxtrot back into the lead if he can get this done. Lindsay Games, I think Lindsay Games joined back in the lobby, so... And Zayden right behind Lindsay, yeah. So, I think the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. We only got 6 drivers left. Bit disappointing for the first turnout of the Oceania Racing League, but let's see if we can improve for the Div 2 race later today at 5 PM. What? Zayden out of this race. Getting all squiggly on the main straight there. That leaves 5 drivers left. Not sure what happened there. 5 drivers left, 2 of them being AI. There's only 3 actual drivers. I'm not sure if we can even continue this race. Let me just, you know, sort things out first. I'll be gone for a couple of minutes. Just reply to that comment in the YouTube chat. We will not be restarting, but I'm just discussing whether this race should go ahead at all because there's only 3 actual drivers left, and you know, that means they're all going to be on the podium. Safety car coming in this lap. I think what I'll do is I won't give the full points to the top 3 drivers, because it does seem a bit unfair, considering they all basically got guaranteed podiums. But I will give them, you know, at least some points for, you know, turning up and doing some good racing. Alpha Foxtrot warming up his tyres. I think... anyways, safety car on this lap. Alpha Foxtrot is basically in the lead here if you ignore those 2 AI drivers. It's going to be a 3-way race here between Alpha Foxtrot and the Red Bull J-Man in the Aston Martin and Lindsay Games in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see if Lindsay can, you know, get past these 2 drivers ahead of her. Alpha Foxtrot off onto the main straight. Good safety car restart for him. Lindsay Games coming alongside J-Man here. J-Man's ghosted for some reason. You know what, guys? I think this might be the end of it. There's like too many ghosted cars and not enough people. If you're watching this stream, just can you retire? I'll sort something out. I'll give you the points, but you know, there's all the retirements and you know, not enough people turning up. I think we could actually, you know, say red flag for this race. So if you guys could please retire, I'm gonna leave. I think the sprint race points will count. Not sure about this race, so if you guys want to continue racing, you can, but I'm going to leave now. Anyways, guys, thank you for showing up to the first race of the Oceania Racing League here at the Melbourne Grand Prix. You know, I'll see you later today for the Div 2 race.